Hello, mortals, and welcome to Season 1, Episode 9 of Dice Ex Machina, titled The Court of Orestes. It has been a long journey, and our champions have found their way at last to the site of their particular MacGuffin. But before we begin with that tale, first we will say that we are, of course, missing our friend Danielle Radford, who could not make it tonight. We love her, but she is unavailable at the moment, but we'll be back soon. Hopefully, we adore her, but she'll be back later. But is not with us tonight. Now we will go through our cast of characters, starting with Jordan Pridgeon.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jordan Pridgeon, and I play Lysandros, who is the satyr rogue of the party. He's more of a trickster, really, than like a thief kind of rogue. And he likes to gamble, and he likes to hide, and he likes to make illusions. And so far, that's most of what he does.
All right, let's go on over to Ruben Bresler.
Hi, everyone. I am Mox Ruby, and I play Claw. I am a centaur. I am technically a druid in the D&D sense, but more of just a vagabond roustabout, living life on the road, doing what he can to get by, and a worshiper of Nylea, the god of the hunt.
I feel like roustabout is a word we should use more, just in general.
Yeah, that's fair. I like it. Well, it's good. Good one. Why don't we go ahead and take it on home to our friend, Ashlyn Rose.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ashlyn, and I play a Leonin fighter. You know, I always want to default to warrior, and I don't know why, but I'm a Leonin fighter. And I follow, serve, work with the god Erebos, which we got to meet last week. And the terms of that arrangement might come to an end soon. Who knows? We're about to find out. So yeah, more in tune tonight.
Maybe you're just caught up on the saying warrior instead of fighter, because when they implemented the party element in Magic, they made warrior the class. So
they did, yeah.
I think that in universe, I think that calling you warrior is pretty accurate. Like I think that like fighter's the D&D class, but I think that Callie probably thinks of herself as a warrior or a hunter, maybe.
Yeah, like Lysandros wouldn't call himself a rogue.
Yeah, like, I'm not a giant fan. I'm not a giant fan. Lysandros might. Oh, I'm quite the rogue.
He calls himself roguish.
Yeah. I'm a fan of when the characters don't know their D&D class. Like I think it makes sense in some characters. Like I think that like a bard might think of themselves as a lowercase b bard, but they probably don't think of themselves like as like I am a trained magical bard. Like they don't like I am like or like a wizard versus a sorcerer. I think both would probably call themselves a mage or something in most magical settings. Who knows? I could be wrong, but yeah, I'm like I don't think a warlock is like, well, I'm definitely a warlock. They're probably like more like, no, I made a deal with some Stark stuff, and now I can do some magic. I mean, that's how it works. Why you ask so many questions? So that is how I feel. Y'all, I am Riley Silverman, your host and myth keeper for the show. I'm very excited to be getting close to the end game of this season. Let's see if we get to pull out some of the fun moves that I've had in store for a while. But before we get to that, we first want to talk about some people who help us make this show possible. Of course, we're going to talk first about our good friends at Hero Forge, where you can build your own custom minis that are perfect for your own D&D game. And in fact, you can now get those custom minis printed in full color for yourself. And in fact, Dom is going to pull it up right now. I have actually gone through and made minis for all of our champions in this campaign, and I'm going to show them all off at one time tonight. So you can see the minis here. You can see, of course, we have Callie, we have Dee, we got ourselves a little bit of Ruben, and we got our Claw, and we got a little bit of Lysandros there. So that's actually a fun little get better. I think that the Lysandros one is a different kind of screenshot, so it doesn't have his name on it, but that is definitely him. But he's keeping a low profile. Pretty Lysandros thing to do.
Uncharacteristically.
Y'all, Noble Knight Games have brought this show to you. NKG has a lot of everything from dice and minis to an amazing selection of vintage, hard to find and out of print releases. And they ship globally. Plus, if you're in the USA, any order over $149 ships for free. And you can also trade in and trade up why mess with Craigslist and eBay when you just want to clear your shelf space for some new books and games? Instead, you can go straight to Noble Knight Games when you want to cash in, when you want to get cash or store credit for new games. They'll even cover your shipping to send your games in. Use command 'NKG in chat for a handy link and use code SAVING10 for 10% of any order of $10 or more and complete your quest at Noble Knight Games today.
Yay! And we made it through the whole thing. They can still hear us?
Hear us, yeah.
I definitely switched into like late night electronic stores and voice. Like, we have lots of things for sale. All right. And then, of course, we also want to thank the lovely and very generous tonight supporters in chat who have already tipped towards the show. We have some really cool, fun unlocks as we get closer to the end game. And because everyone really liked the unlock that we did a few weeks back where we pulled a random magic card from the deck, that is going to become a regular feature of our show. Nice. A new unlock called Fate Spinner, and this is where you will get to contribute to the ongoing world building of Dice Machina's Theros. Thank you. Whenever this tier is unlocked, I am going to draw a random card from the Theros deck, and whatever comes up, I will craft into the overall world. And that could show up in different ways, because as we learned last week, I couldn't make my players literally fight the god Erebos. Right. I made a story figure for the episode. So it could be a challenge to the characters like the Nyxborn guard was. It could be a piece of storytelling that I'll weave into the narrative, or it could be something special for just you in the chat. So that is a really exciting thing we're coming up with, and I'm looking forward to doing it more. And then we also have some fun stuff that's going to be a better unlock in the app. Like, for example, for our new sub goal, our resident Leonin and voice actor Ashlyn Rose will record a special recap of the entire season that we will film and record and air prior to the start of season 2, which will happen after the season of The Broken Pact. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started for the show tonight. We are very excited to get into it, but I want to begin. I did before we get started, I do want to start with toast, because we have some generous toasts from 2 members of our chat. And of course, we also have some re-rolls that came in from the chat. So we want to celebrate and be excited because y'all did generate this notice very generously. We are starting the show tonight with 8 re-rolls for the table and one for me. So thank you for the rerolls. And those rerolls, of course, came to us from our friends RD Armand, Savage Clint, Evil Dice Monkey, Boyce Games, and Riley Jess. What? That's me. I gave that one to the table.
Oh, thanks.
How kind of you.
I know, I'm very kind. And then, of course, let's go ahead and celebrate our toasts from our good friends Vampire54, who says, pour out some wine for the dead sound and pour even more out for wild cards. The best darn Savage Worlds game I watched every Friday. Yes.
Thanks, man.
Lovely show. Our own friend Jordan here.
Yeah.
Was part of that show, our benevolent overlord Dom Zook, and it's just one of the most solid long-running shows here on Saving Throw. And so, of course, we send a fond farewell to a story well told. 3 stories, multiple stories well told, about 4 or 5, right?
Millions,
Yeah, I mean, it depends on if you count all the little mini
campaigns. Jordan.
Right.
All right, and then finally, our last toast for the beginning of the show comes from SF Giants 49er, who says, "Oh gods, take this sacrifice for a better internet connection." So thank you, SF Giants 49er. We hope that your sacrifice is well founded. I'm not going to ask what you sacrificed.
Thus far.
Yeah.
That's on a need-to-know basis, so we're good.
Yeah. So that is where we are. We are going to begin the show now. Previously on Dice X I was minding my own business in the woods, trying to find a new king. And I found one. That's what happened. Lysandros was there. I hadn't seen him in 60 years. That's all I remember. I'm very old. What you missed out on there, of course, is that our adventurers
love it
with old King Antigonos, and Claw managed to fit perfectly into his costume with the long-awaited king's robes that he'd been trying to find a perfect match. No, you had to fit into the jar.
That's
right.
Yeah.
Claw transformed into an octopus and then managed to fill the jar using strategically the special one-time only use of an automatic natural 20 that we got from the chat. That was fun.
I don't know if that was the best use of an actual 20 ever, but
it was.
Whatever.
Run out, yeah. And that's coming from Callie, who ended up getting a nat 1 because of that. So that's how much he believed in that. And then, of course, they arrived at the court of Orestes, the outside of the court of Orestes, where they were set upon by 3 returned sentries who happened to be a little bit of a hint of Nyxborn, maybe a little god divine energy injected into them, maybe a Nyxborn sea guard, perhaps. And then, of course, our friend Callie had a nice, lovely, and very warm and welcoming and friendly chat with her patron god, Erebos. And that is where we left the party. They are now sitting outside what appears to be a bit of a cave door that is etched into the stone so we kind of had this river that ran through the mountainside, kind of a dried up riverbed, a little bit trickling of water, but not a lot. And there was kind of a rock formation that appeared that it might possibly be a door into the court of Orestes. What do y'all do?
Is this still nighttime? We're still just after our fight?
Yeah, it's getting close to the evening. Yeah, it's pretty close. I think we said it was like around 6 or 7 last time.
Yeah. I believe that we wanted to go inside the door at the very least, yes?
I mean, it seems like this is the place we're trying to go, right?
It is.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably safer going in there than hanging out here waiting for more
This is
unmasked.
True. All right, well.
I have to see another unmasked tonight. I don't know. I'm going to throw up.
All right, well, don't do it next to me.
It's going to be okay, yeah.
Well, then I say we go in and, see what fate awaits us.
Okay.
Goodbye, things that we just killed out in the water.
Yes, it is. I suppose we should go in. Do any of you able to see in the dark?
That is a hot...
Let me remember if that is the case real quick. I sort of don't think so.
Where are all my character sheets of memory?
I think it'd be under features and traits, and it'd be under race features, and it would say dark vision. I can tell you. I think Leonin can and centaurs cannot, but I will double check real quick. Yeah, Leonin, you can see in dim light within 60 feet, and then let me see what the satyr has.
Of course, Leonin. Of course, I am a Leonian. Of course, I can see in the dark.
I can't
see in dark. Well,
but I can do mirthful leaps.
That is
satyrs and centaurs cannot see in the dark. It would appear.
Correct. That is going to the mirthful leaps are going to be very useful, I'm sure. But
you'd be surprised.
Kalista, well, I don't know if we need to be stealthy, actually. I don't know if there's any particular, anyone living here. So maybe we can just light a torch, go in.
All right. I mean, do we want to just... Okay, I have a question, out of character. Is the door open?
It's not like... There's not necessarily a door per se. It's like a rock formation that if you investigate, I might make you roll for it. You can tell there's a door of some sort. And there's a lot of dirt encrusting over it. So it's been hidden, and now it's been revealed a little bit because of this earthquake. That's what's happening.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Well, I mean, I say let's go on in. Let's, even if we're not being careful, we should try and be... I mean, even if we're not being quiet, we should try and be a little careful. You know how these old ruins are.
Well, better... well, I mean, we can't really go too stealthily. We can't really go too prepared. We should just get going. Claw takes one of his torches out of his pack and lights it and... starts walking towards the cave mouth. If anybody else wants to go ahead of him.
It's not a cave mouth. It's actually a hidden... It's a door that's buried in under rock.
Door entry.
Okay, Kalista will go there. Neither of you can see in the dark, right? We confirmed this? Okay. Callista will lead the way then, I guess, because she can see.
Okay. So
Let's see ahead, and I'll have the torch. I guess I'll go last, if that's all right. Lysandros, pull up the rear.
Lysandros is I'm fine just kind of being in the middle.
So we'll have D and Lysandros in the middle, and then Claw will pull up the rear.
Okay. So what do you all do? Do you try to go in? Do you do anything in the door? Like, there's a door. It's not just like you can just walk.
Yeah,
Like,
Callista.
Well, Callista. Okay, Callista's gonna look around the door, see if it looks like anyone's been near it, because obviously there were these annoying unmasked Hydra horse thingies that she just smashed. So she wants to make sure nothing else has been near here recently.
make an investigation check for me.
The first roll of the night, and that is not very good. Do I want to re-roll it?
You got a lot of rerolls.
Yeah, I'll re-roll it.
Cool. People paid for them. We should use them.
That's worse. I rolled an 8. So.
Okay. Yeah, there's definitely a door there. I think that you so you did the investigation check. You're looking to see if people have been here, right? I don't think that you notice anything. Like, I'm not sure how. I mean, you are a hunter, but I don't know if you're as much of like a forensic style hunter. I think you're more of an instinct-based hunter. I think you more follow scents and smells and kind of like gut things. So I think that you walking up to it realize that you're a little out of your league with this kind of thing. It's not really your style. So like you kind of stare at it for a little bit. I think you're probably kind of like looking at it with authority so that the rest of the party doesn't know that you don't know what you're doing.
Yes,
but
exactly.
As far as you can tell, this has not been touched in a while.
Yeah.
It's like covered in like dust and
Dirt
grime.
and muck and rot. It's like it's been buried for centuries, possibly. You don't know. You have no. You couldn't really tell immediately. Well, if you want to roll an investigation check, you can check it again. But this just feels like
I'm gonna like gust of wind at it to try to clear away whatever as gunk is built up, if that's okay.
yeah. Oh yeah, I'll let you use that since you're going to burn a spell slot for that or a once.
Well,
a day thing.
it's a cantrip, but
Okay. Oh, I thought it was a level 1 spell. Okay. Yeah, I'll let you do that. So yeah, if you burn it, so basically a lot of the dirt that's been encrusting this door is knocked free, and it reveals this kind of ancient etching of a phoenix wearing a mask rising from a pile of bones.
okay. Oh, I used the puff of wind of my druid craft. I didn't.
Okay,
use
I was gonna say I was pretty just as the wind is.
Yeah. You're right. It's a puff. It's not a gust.
Okay, so I know at least one god fealty gives you gust of wind, but I think it's Thassa.
Right.
I don't think that's an Ilea thing, but
Anyway, I'll take my hands and brush away dirt if that'll help too. And we see a phoenix.
yeah. So it's a phoenix rising from. Let me find it again. It's a phoenix that is. It's It's wearing a mask, like a returned mask, essentially, rising from a pile of bones.
It is a phoenix. Wait, hold on. This is a joke I can come up with. Hold on.
Mhm.
It is a
Take your
phoenix.
time.
It's a phoenix.
You got there.
We did it. Okay.
All right. Well,
And it feels ancient. This door feels like it's been there for a very, very long time.
look, with the amount of time that this door has been here, I'd give it like 20 to 1 odds that it's actually trapped, but it might still be worth giving it a check.
Do you want to check it? Does that mean you've got it covered? Okay, go ahead.
I mean, I guess I can if no one else wants to.
We do
Normally,
have
I
table
like-
rerolls, so just everyone, we now have 11 rerolls because they chat unlocked our table rerolls.
Look around for traps.
Thank you, chat.
This seems like an odd thing to trap, and it has not been. No one has fallen prey to the trap recently.
Yeah,
But,
well, when a door hasn't been opened in this long a time, you always got to be wondering, like, why? Has people not come by? I mean, sure, the earthquake just opened up the doorway, but, somebody hit it, probably, right? Look, my normal MO is to travel with people who are dumb enough to just open the doors on their own, but I'm willing to give it a try for you guys.
I think
right.
the honesty of Lysandros.
I just lost my character sheet by accident. All right, so to check for traps, that is an investigation roll, right? What is that?
No, it's a sleight of hand check, isn't it? That's a disarm a trap.
Yes, sleight of hand, right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I am investigating to see if there's any traps. Not using investigation. I'm just doing investigating. And that is a dirty 20.
All right. There's no traps. You're fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there like a doorknob? Is there a handle?
It's like a stone slab that probably has to be like slid open a little bit.
All
Okay.
right.
I don't think there's a whole lot of doorknobs in ancient Greece. I think
Sure.
that there might be some, but I don't think that was a big thing back then. I don't think
Let's just slide it.
mechanics of a knob or, yeah. All right, yeah. So I think with Callie's strength, I think it's fairly easy to slide open. So you suddenly get hit in the face with this like warm, humid smell of like ancient rot.
Got hit in the face with the smell because I was worried for a minute that I'd done a bad job.
No, if you know a dirty 20 and you still get hit by a trap, that's just like an evil DM move at that point. That's just like I just want to hurt you at that point, which I do, but I like to be fair about it.
Right.
So yeah, this like kind of just like just this rot. It's like the stench of a tomb that's been shut for a very long time. It hits you in the face. Exactly what you think it like. If you were like walked into that tomb in Indiana Jones, like the Raiders of the Lost Ark, where he first walks in, that's what this feels like a little bit.
Oh, oh my gosh.
Like there's no magical element to it. It's just stench.
Sure.
All right.
Well,
I can tell this is going to be a fun little adventure.
Oh.
I have some sage and some pine needles if you want to have some, for your nose.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. I'll hand out some leaves to people so they have some air fresheners so that they can hang some pine trees from their car windows. And we'll go in. Can we just walk in now?
Yeah.
Cool.
Doesn't seem to be trapped. Seems to be fairly welcoming. As much as it can be. So as you come into this first room, who's leading? Who's going first?
Callista.
Okay. And then Claw behind her, or
Claw bringing up the rear. It's D and Lissandro second, and then Claw.
All right. As you come into this room, there are mosaics that are located around the room. They cover the walls, and their colors are faded, and their images are scrambled by lost tiles that have fallen off and broken over the centuries. There's a thick layer of mud all over the floor, and there are stairs that descend to the east and a stone slab that blocks the way to the north. Now, everybody in the room, so D, Callie, everybody but Lysandros, so D, Callie, and Claw, you see these rotted, decayed mosaics. However, Lysandros, you see these mosaics almost like an illusion where you see them in their full glory. You see them in however they were when they were first built, which is that you see these portrayals of Orestes himself, the scoundrel hero who devoted his life to Phoenix, and you see images of him stealing the sun from above the polis of Setessa. He's tricking a Cerberus into devouring itself and stealing the heart of a kraken. He's racing a skiff ahead of river guide Athreos. But so this is all glorious to you. Everybody else, you could spend some time investigating and kind of like piecing these pictures together, but for the most part, you just see broken, destroyed images. But Lysandro sees everything perfectly fine.
Wow. Man, this place is... Wow.
Yeah, it's resplendent, gold, shades of purple. It looks beautiful to you, Lysandros.
I am shocked at how good condition this place is in for how long. It seems like it's been closed up.
Good condition?
Yeah, I mean...
This is good condition?
You see this? It's almost like the paintings are moving. They're so vibrant.
Are you... I'm going to hold up my torch a little closer and be like, these look not great to me.
Lysandros, did you eat more than 2 gooseberries?
Wait. Well, what are you even looking at? Come on, look at this thing. I swear, it's like they're here with us.
this is covered in mildew and rot. And I'll like rub a finger on a mosaic and be like, look at this. This is look at all the dust on my finger. Does he see dust on my finger?
He sees almost like a golden sheen. Like,
look at all this. Look how gross this is.
Okay, I don't know what's going on. Maybe this is another Phoenix thing like the mask, but you guys are definitely seeing something different than I am. So I want to pick a section of the wall, and then I kind of like mess with my gauntlets and stuff where my bracers, which have my material components that I need to do for my illusions, built into them.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
And I want to use minor illusion to just like paint a square of the wall like I see it. So for me, I'm just like layering an illusion that's exactly what I see onto like a 5-foot section of the wall.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. That happens, and that's you all now see it the way Lysandro sees it. So you see all those images that we describe, and they're all these like really complicated visions of what the Phoenix follower Orestes did in his life.
Well, it would make sense, perhaps, that the trickery god Phoenix would allow his followers to see this place in its glorious days. Or maybe it always looked like this to those who did not follow the god of trickery.
I guess it's certainly a possibility. I mean, it does seem kind of like his style. Like if you're too honest or whatever, you just don't get to see his cool shit.
Yeah, that tracks. Well, it seems we have a doorway to the forward and a doorway to the right. Do we have a preference?
Can I look around?
Is there anything blocking either path?
There is a slab blocking the one to the north, but there's just a stairway going down to the one to the right. Lysandro, do you touch anything at any point, or do you just look at stuff?
I think after after Claw like ran his hand on the dust, I probably go up and kind of try and do the same thing. Okay.
We'll say that happened after you did the minor illusion thing.
Sure.
Because when you touch it, suddenly you hear the word Orestes whispered in your mind, and then the illusion vanishes, and now you see the mosaics in the same state that the rest of your party does, except for the part where you have the illusion cast.
Cool.
It's gone now.
Did you wait?
No, I don't think it's making a difference.
No, I thought it was one of anyway.
All right, so this is freaking me out a little bit. We need to make sure going through here that we are on our guard about the things we are seeing, because I am telling you, as a bit of an illusionist myself, this does not bode well for us just being able to see what's actually happening as we go on.
Lovely.
Good point.
Do you remember what you saw by any chance? Because it might be important later on.
I mean, most of it was just the story of Orestes. The images are sort of burned into my mind. I mean, he's something of a famous Phynaxian, as it were. So, I mean, I kind of know the story, but
I think that it may behoove me to attempt to detect magic going forward, seeing as this entry room fooled all of us immediately.
I mean, the entire place is probably magic, but suit yourself.
A good point.
You might be detecting water in the ocean.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, let's just keep going.
Okay, where are y'all going to head?
Yes, Lysandros?
Well, actually, I had a question.
Yeah.
Did I notice, I know it's all gone kaplooey now, but did I notice anything that might like indicate that either of the ways we could get out were like focused somehow?
No, nothing was really particularly like pointing you towards a path. It just kind of gave you this, like, it was more of like a greatest hits of Orestes thing than anything else. It was less, it wasn't like a cipher or anything like that.
Right.
It seems to me that the blocked room seems important and the stairs down seem less important. Is that accurate?
Well,
I'm always a fan of the path less traveled, so
I feel like if you only want things not found if they are behind doors. So I say we open another stone slab.
no, I have another proposal. Now,
Okay.
we can definitely do the stone slab thing, but we are in a Temple of Phoenix now. So maybe we should let the dice determine which way we go.
Ooh, I like that better. Let's do that.
Sure, why not?
All right, so I grab my dice out and I toss them into the air and just kind of like catch them and roll them around on my fingers and stuff. I'm like, all right, let's do it this way. Evens, we try and go through the slab door. Odds, we try and go the stairs. That's the two options, right?
Yes.
As of right now, that we see.
So
While he's rolling dice, I'm going to look for secret doors.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Okay.
I'm going to actually roll dice to try and make it.
Yeah, I'm making you do that. I wasn't gonna. I wasn't gonna railroad you. Like, okay, well, you go the way I want you to go. I'm gonna let you choose.
Right.
But it would have been a great opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not for that's less fun for me.
I don't find any secret doors.
Oh yeah, I could have told you that, but yeah.
All right. Looks like it's odd. We're going down the stairs.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
After you.
All right. So the stairs descend into a burial chamber that is partly flooded with muddy water. There are ancient stone walls that divide what look to be catacombs, many of which are lined with these grave niches that are holding roughly humanoid shapes that are wrapped in this tattered linen. More than one of these formerly well-deposed bodies are now floating on stagnant water that has filled into the area.
Gross.
And yeah, in addition to you do hear the vague sound of something moving around in the area, but I would say like with the torch fire that you have, and even with Callie's vision, I think that you haven't quite got until you go down into it. Then you just kind of hear sound, something moving around.
So this is where the rotting smell is coming from. Lovely.
Yeah.
Are you following
followers
the
of Phoenix,
same?
these guys. Oh.
So you follow the same order. So Callie, Lysandros, and Claw bring up the rear.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Okay.
For followers of Phoenix, these people sure didn't do a great job coming back from the underworld.
So as you move into the room, now, Callie, I think you can see pretty much clearly what the room looks like. As I described, the catacombs and all that kind of stuff, but you also realize that you are in the same room as 3 returned sentries. So 3 returned Tritons, and everyone roll for initiative.
Nice.
Okay.
I take back what I said.
Yeah.
The dice know nothing.
Let me know when you want my number.
Yeah, 1 second. I need to clear out from last time.
Yep.
All right.
It seems like relying on chance and the temple for the god of chance may not be suited for
No, this is going
our
great.
benefits.
Well,
We
that's how
found
chance works.
right.
Okay. Claw, what's your number?
13.
Okay. I hate the way this works. Okay. And then Lysandros, what's your number?
6.
6. Okay. And then Callie, what's yours?
18.
18. All right. So the way that basically in the room there is one straight ahead of you, Callie, and then there are 2 that are on either side of the rest of the catacombs. So they're kind of like one to the north, one to the south, and one right down the middle. And they look to be similar to the ones that you fought outside, but they don't have any of that Nyx energy. They are just straight up returned Tritons. So they must have been buried here, and they've been brought back somehow. And they're all wearing the masks, but that's what's going on. And they actually get to go first.
Like merfolk people?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, which is what the ones you fought last week were as well, but they were
Yeah.
those had Nyx. Those had some Nyx traits to them. This is just more just like straight up like sentries that are probably guarding this catacomb.
Cool.
Okay, so they actually get to go first, and so one is going to move up towards Callie, and it's going to try to attack her with its spear. And Callie, what is your AC? Because you were not in the Roll20, so I don't know off the top of my head.
Sorry. Right now it is going to be 16.
Okay, then that does hit you. and it does 7 piercing damage, and it also does 9 poison damage.
Ooh.
And then that is going to be its turn. And then the other ones, the first one is going to fire its sling at Lysandros.
Ah!
And it does crit.
Whoa!
Yeah.
You'd think it crits. But
Oh, that's right. Rogues.
here's the thing. I'm a lucky guy.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to use one of my my luck points. I think I've used one this long rest.
Yeah.
But I'm going to roll my own D20 and see if they
Okay.
get to use theirs instead.
Okay.
I rolled a 6, so now they've rolled a 6.
Wow.
Wow. All right. So yeah. So it tries to throw a sling at you and it misses, and you are able to use your. I think especially because you are in a chamber of Phoenix, your own natural ability is kind of.
Lysandros' favored terrain.
The way I imagine it going is that the sling goes at me and I see it go, and I make a misstep and I sort of fall over. And the sling goes right by where I used to be because I just happened to step in a place that like one of the stones on the ground was not quite.
How lucky?
Pretty lucky.
Yeah. Pretty lucky. So that's that one's turn, and then the other one's going to run up to where Claw is, and it's going to try to take an attack at Claw with its spear.
Yeah.
And you're lucky because he rolled a natural 1, so he does not hit you with his spear.
Wow, I'm so not hard to hit too.
And I could use one of my rerolls, but I'm going to save it because I think I like to have that for something else. So yeah, it misses you, and that is their turn. Now it is Callie's turn. Callie, you got one of these guys right up in your face, and he's hurt you pretty bad.
Yeah, sure has. All right, so Callie's just gonna, take her great sword. She's gonna kind of take a big breath in. She's really pissed right now because there's more of these unfreaking returned. She's gonna look back at Claw and just say, in like a very pained voice, but trying to sound strong, she's just gonna be like, I could use some help. And then
got you.
and then she's just gonna slam into this returned with her great sword.
Make your attack.
Woo, that's a 19 plus 5.
Oh,
so
that
that's
definitely
gonna
hits.
be
Yeah.
4. So she's gonna do some damage.
Damage. Do your damage.
Ooh, I get to reroll my 2 because I am a master with my great swords. Woo, that's more like an 11 plus 3, so that's 14 damage.
Ooh.
14 slashing damage. So they are now slowed because I also am a master at slasher.
Nice.
Master slasher. So yes, till my next turn, they have a reduced speed of by 10 feet.
Great. I will mark them as slowed.
And I will also give them an unwavering mark.
Okay, and what does that mean again?
So now that I have hit them, I have marked them. I've kind of glared at their eyes, and they see the rage and hate I have with them. And so now I've kind of set them as my mark, and they have disadvantage on any attack roll that doesn't target me. And if they deal damage to anyone else other than me, I get to make a special attack against them that deals extra damage and all that fun stuff.
Nice. I like that. That's awesome. All right, that is your turn. Oh.
And then use a bonus action and use a second wind.
Okay, great.
And then I'll be done.
Okay. All right, get yourself some health points back.
And again, my second wind is like that special, like kind of like I do my like weird, like kind of almost like Tai Chi kind of moves where it's like just really re-strengthening and focusing.
Okay. Love it. All right, that is your turn. Now we go to Claw. Claw, it's your turn.
I see Callie get stabbied, and I go, "Oh, it seems like you could use some help over there." And I'm gonna cast Healing Spirit.
Ooh,
this is a fun spell. Second level conjuration spell from what book is this from? From Xanathar's. You call forth a nature spirit to soothe the wounded. The intangible spirit appears in a space that's 5 foot cubed that I can see within range. It looks like a transparent beast or fae of my choice. It's going to look like a 0.5 scale version of Claw.
Aww.
It's going to be like a little. It's going to be like a German Shepherd sized claw.
Okay.
Until the spell ends, whenever you or a creature you can see moves into the spirit space for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there, you can cause the spirit to restore 1d6 hit points to that creature. No action required. The spirit can't heal constructs or undead. The spirit can heal a number of times equal to 1 plus my spellcasting ability modifier, which is 4. After healing that number of many times, the spirit disappears. And as a bonus action on my turn, I can move the spirit 30 feet.
Okay, cool.
So I'm going to cast that in Callie's space.
Okay. I don't know if
as
I
my
have a
bonus action.
thing that I can use for that, because that's a pretty specific description of something. But I like it, so I will just know that it's there. So it's only in that 5 by 5. It's not like a
It
radius.
is standing in that 5 by 5 section of the map, right next to Callie, and it's small claws down there going, "Hey, you got this. It's going to be great." And little tiny transparent claw. And then as my action, I will produce my let's go with I usually pull out my Ikawa. So I'll pull out my Ikawa and stabby at the thing in front of me.
Okay. This image looks kind of like for people who are looking at the Roll20, there's an image looks like kind of like claw. It's got like a little bun in the ear. So I'm just gonna stick that over top of Callie, so we know that there. So you're gonna attack the guy stabbing you right now.
Stabbing me, yeah. And I'm gonna use a reroll for my attack.
Thank you. Rerolls.
3 plus whatever. No hit.
No hits. Yeah, they're not the strongest things in the world, but that is definitely not going to hit it. So
yeah, I was too focused on the spell I was casting to accurately get a good hit in, but I will stand my ground.
So Callie doesn't get healed until her turn, right?
Till her turn, correct.
Okay, cool. Just making sure. All right. Anything else you want to do on your turn?
Nope. That's
Okay.
it.
Now we come to Lysandros.
So, I want to jump.
Okay. Chris Cross will make you do it.
Yeah, so I'm looking up the rules for jumping because it's not something I try and do too often.
Yeah, it's not a difficult thing.
No, people don't jump that often. When you have like a racial ability that lets you jump good, maybe I should start thinking about jumping rules.
I can't remember the last time Ruben jumped.
Like in real life?
Like in real life.
Yeah, that's a good question. Okay, so what I want to try and do, and this may be an ill-conceived idea, but that's not the sort of thing that stops me from doing stuff.
Never, not once.
Is basically I want to try and get onto the other side of Callie and the person that Callie is fighting.
Okay.
Without having to go around and go to the other one. So Lysandros wants to basically like back up behind Callie and take like a bit of a running jump and try and just like leap over the two of them.
Okay. I'm interested in this. What is your
try it?
What is your special jump ability that you have?
So I have Mirthful Leaps, which is whenever you make a long or high jump, you can roll a d8 and add the number rolled to the number of feet you cover. Even when making a standing jump, this extra distance costs movement as normal. So I jump high. I could jump up to 8 feet higher than most people.
I am mobile.
Here's how uncommon jumping is as a move, is like, even though I know it's one of the ones listed on your sheet as an action you can do, it's not listed in the player's handbook under actions in combat.
No, it's a movement thing. And
it's a movement thing.
Your strength determines how far you can jump. When you make a long jump, you cover a number of feet equal to your strength score if you move at least 10 feet on foot immediately before the jump. When you make a standing long jump, you can leap only half that distance. Either way, each foot you clear on the jump costs a foot of movement.
It's kind of like flying.
A little bit.
Yeah. And it says when you make a high jump, you leap into the air a number of feet equal to 3 plus your strength modifier if you move at least 10 feet on foot immediately before the jump. When you make a standing jump, you can only move half that distance. Either way, it doesn't give you a good idea of like what you want to do if you want to go a distance, but also
if you want to do like American Ninja Warrior parkour,
Can I? Yeah. I was gonna say, if I see them, can I like toss?
Well, I'm going to say because the catacombs are there, I think I'm going to let you have advantage on this because you can parkour off the catacombs.
Yeah,
go ahead.
We've got some gross floating body boxes that you can maybe use.
All right, so how are we handling this?
I think I'm going to have you make an athletics check because that feels like the most. Or
How about acrobatics?
You know what? I was going to say acrobatics actually feels more accurate because you're going to be doing kind of almost like a flip kick off of something. So
Yeah, that's kind of how I imagine it. Like, I jump off and like push off of the wall, sort of thing, and like.
Which one uses your strength modifier? That's the question. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Athletics is the one that uses strength.
Okay, then I think I am going to say athletics because you did say that jumping is based on your strength modifier and not your.
Well, that just gives you the distance you can go.
Okay.
It determines how far you can jump. I don't think it's.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna let you do acrobatics because I think this actually does make more sense as an acrobatics thing. So.
Okay.
That's the problem with some of how that ever happens in game is that now we have to like think about how it's gonna work. But I want this for you, so I'm gonna give you a chance to make it work.
All right, D&D players, jump more so that we all know these rules.
Right.
Okay, so here is my acrobatics check. I got pretty good. That's a 17 plus 5, which is a 22.
Yeah,
And then,
I'm not even going to make him roll for dexterity to try to catch you. You jump around him. That's fine.
Yeah.
You jump around. You jump up, and then you get back down.
And you get
how
back
much
down.
higher I jump than normal people.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Is anyone else thinking of the song where it's like jump,
So
jump,
6.
jump?
6 more feet high?
Yeah, it's like I get my regular jump, and then I get 1d8 extra feet added to that.
It's like in Mario where you're jumping and then you get to like double jump in the
Oh,
air.
the double jump. Yeah.
So I make a leap over Callie, and then as I'm right over Callie, I kind of kick off of the wall next to him and flip over and land behind the person.
I love
Can I
that.
also make
Nailed it.
For me, like Sandros.
Can I also make an attack? Or is that
Yeah,
asking
why
too
not?
much?
I'll let you have it. Why not? You know what? You've been good. You're down a player tonight, so I'm gonna let you have extra.
Well, also,
Yay.
that was just your move.
That was your movement, right? That was your
Right.
movement, so you should get an attack when you get your movement.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, I land behind the Triton that Callie is fighting, and Lysandros pulls his dagger out of his belt and just jams it into his back.
I love it. I love it. Go ahead and make that attack roll. Make that sweet, sweet attack roll.
Oh yeah. Dagger him. That is going to be a reroll, please.
Thank you, reroll. We got 9 rerolls left at the table.
Okay.
Unless they've
so
given us more since then.
that's a 16.
16 hits.
Nice.
And then because he's engaged with Callie, I get sneak attack damage, right?
You do. Good call. Yes.
Nice. Okay, so that's going to be 1d4 and 2d6.
Okay.
Where did my d6s go? I've got more.
I know you rolled 1 to decide what you're doing as far as the.
I rolled 2 of them, actually.
Oh.
Right.
All right. So let's see. I do 17 damage.
Oof.
Oh my goodness.
Real
Okay.
good.
Yeah. So basically,
Rogues.
what you all see happen is this rogue, this satyr, who has been kind of like the Heidi go bye-bye guy for most of the fights you've had and like shooting from the shadows. Suddenly he just like literally steps up through the air, jumps off a wall, flips in the air, lands behind this guy, digs a dagger into its neck, and it crumples to the ground in front of you. So like Lysandros just went full on like Darth Maul basically in this fight, and that is delightful.
And Lysandros looks up and he goes,
cut in half.
I didn't see anywhere good to hide.
you hid a knife in that guy's neck, and then you killed him. So he did.
Or is just
now he's
mouth
more.
agape.
Yeah. So that is what
Where was
Lysandros
that
did.
this whole time?
Nice.
Now it is back to the sentry's turn. So the first one that was down low, it's going to run up and it's going to step to the side of the catacomb, and it's going to get a direct sight on Claw, and then it's going to fire its sling at Claw, classic sling claw move. And he only rolls a 10. And you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and use that reroll of mine because why not?
Okay.
Thank you for the reroll because that's not a crit
Claw's not
fail.
hard to hit. I'm dodgy today.
And he rolled worse. He rolled
Oh my god.
He rolled a 7, so I just used a reroll for nothing.
Oh my god.
And he misses you, Claw. So you are sitting pretty. You apparently
Claw,
you
He's
might
a
have luck.
tank.
Yeah. How bad of a shot do you have to be to miss a centaur twice?
Yeah.
All right. So he has missed you twice now, and that is his turn. But the one right in front of you now is going to try to make an attack at you,
Sure.
and he is going to take that spear and jab that spear at you. And he actually does hit you with a crit. So that one is doing some damage. So
Okay.
that is going to be 9 for the first one, because that's D6 plus 3, and we said max damage for that.
Yep.
And then his poison damage is a D8 plus. No, sorry, it's 2D6.
Ooh.
So
Oof.
he does. Oh God! So he does 9 plus 12. So that is going to be.
Jeez.
Oh God! That's 23, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So just 23 damage, unless you're resistant to poison.
I am not.
Okay. So yeah, Claw, you took a pretty big hit there.
Yeah, sure did.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Thanks,
That's
Claw.
the fun about crits.
No problem.
Yeah.
Good job.
And that is his turn. Callie, it's your turn, and you are starting your turn
Yes.
in Mini Claw's thing. So Claw,
Yes.
roll your healing for her.
You regain 2 hit points.
Woohoo!
Okay.
All right, I healed 2 hit points. All right, so I wave at the little mini claw kind of puzzledly, and I'm like, you duplicate now. Interesting. And then I'm gonna lock eyes with the one that just crit you. Looked like it did a lot of damage.
It is on the other side of him, and so you would
Right.
you wouldn't be able to attack it head on where you're at currently, because there's like a wall of catacombs between you and it. So
Got it.
Now, I'm not going to say it actually because it would be. It's your turn, so you get to decide what you're doing.
I'm opening Roll20 right now so I can see where the
Yeah.
face is.
yeah, so basically there is for the people who aren't, because most of our audience is not seeing this, so I'm going to describe it.
Right.
There is basically 2 parallel catacomb walls. And then right down the middle was where Callie and Lysandros fought one. And then there was one that was up to the north and one that was down to the south. And they basically have Claw boxed in now, coming from the north and the south.
Yeah.
But Claw and the side of that one catacomb wall is blocking Callie from being able to directly attack this guy.
All right. Well, then let me see what I can do.
So Callie, you are here. You can see where the Claw guy is on top. That's Claw's form is on top of you, his little figure. Let me double check and make sure those catacombs do reach to the ceiling, but I think they do. Yes, ancient stone walls divide these catacombs. So these are like a full wall. It's not just like a shelf or something.
That's annoying. Okay.
Yeah, it always
then-
sucks that they don't make these catacombs conducive for great fighting.
Right?
Stupid.
And so I'm not able to switch places with Claw. If Claw was willing to,
If you did, Claw would get he would invoke attack of opportunity from the sentry because he is engaged with that guy right now. So
Okay.
now there is one that is right below Claw that you
Right.
could move to and attack that you have a direct line of attack on.
True. I just don't want Claw taking so much damage. I'm gonna go ahead and engage with that one then.
Okay, I will move you down to him to make it easier. Okay, so yeah, you go south towards the one that's come around the other wall, and then Claw's little baby Claw, his mini me, is still where you left. He's in the spot that you were started in.
Okay.
Okay.
Great. And I'm going to attack that one.
All right.
19.
All right, that definitely hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
I get to reroll my 2s. 8 plus 3, 11 damage. So yeah, Kelly's going to, hello microphone. She's going to just kind of take a swipe at it and try to slam her axe, meet her axe with the wall next to it with as much force as possible. Just
Okay, yeah, he looks pretty rough. He looks pretty bloodied by that attack. You did a heck of a lot of damage on him, so good for you.
And then she's actually going to, how much time do we have tonight? I think she's just going to go ahead and use her action surge and attack it again.
All right, go for it.
Because she's just kind of fed up.
Yep.
She's like, not enough. And then 19 plus 5, so that's 24.
Yeah, that hits. Still hits,
Okay,
yeah.
great.
It's really good.
Those are both
That's weird.
ones, so I'm going to re-roll them.
I have always thought about doing a monster that has a threshold of damage, so if you go above it, it doesn't hit it. And
Right.
yeah.
Let me see how this works when I roll. Do I have to keep it if I re-roll it?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah. You can re-roll a 1 or 2 on damage really with 2 hands. Do I have to keep those ones, or do I keep re-rolling the 2s?
If you re-roll
no,
it,
you have to keep.
you keep it.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
We don't do stacked rerolls, so.
Right.
Okay.
But
cool.
I think that's
Huh.
Yeah, I think the first time you roll, whatever happens next, you have to keep. So if you roll another
Correct.
2, it's just that's a 2.
I believe so.
Oh yeah, it does
I
say.
have the
I
same thing.
expanded it. We're
That's
good.
after rock.
We're talking about great weapon fighting, but yes.
Yeah,
All right.
I know.
That's what I had.
It took me a second to realize what you were asking, but once I realized it, that's
Yeah.
So 5 plus 5 plus 3. Math is hard. 5 plus 8. So 8 more damage. So yeah,
8 more
she's like,
damage.
not enough.
All
and
right.
then she slams it in, and then she tries to bring it up through its head.
Okay, you don't quite do that, but you do get a pretty good strike on it. It is looking at death's door. It is real rough. It is so you kind of go up to it, and then like maybe there's like a little bit of armor on it. Maybe it has that metal mask, so I think the mask stops your sword, and then like it kind of it's able to kind of like pull itself back a little bit. It doesn't feel a whole lot of pain being a walking corpse, so it's kind of like kind of moves back, and then your sword kind of comes back to you a little bit. Like it's no longer finding purchase within its body.
Right.
Ooh, I just used the phrase "finding purchase" organically. I'm kind
Nice.
of proud of that.
Perfect.
All right, and that is going to be your turn. And now we go to Claw.
All right. Bonus action is going to be the mini claws movement, and
Okay.
my movement is going to intersect with that.
Okay.
I would like to move into the space with mini claw long enough to get my own bonus,
Okay.
but those two things they're going to be 2 ships passing in the night.
Okay. First, you're going to invoke attack opportunity when you move out of the engagement with the
Sure.
sentries. Let me go ahead and have it. But it's not been doing a great job attacking you. So let's see what happens. That is a 14 to hit you.
Hits.
So it does do 8 piercing damage.
Okay.
And 12 poison damage. It
Okay.
did really well in poison
That
roll.
does put me to 0,
Okay.
but my bonus action is going to heal me for D6, right?
Well, but if you are knocked to 0 before you move, then you don't get the.
I didn't move, but my guy moved. I wanted it to intersect with me.
Oh, okay. Then never mind. I thought you were moving both at the same time. But that's what okay. Never mind. Then you don't get about if you did not move. Then
Well,
you don't take that.
I'm certainly not going to move yet. If I was going to move at all.
Okay. The way when you said moving intersecting, I didn't realize you meant moving it onto your space.
Sorry. What I meant was I want Corgi Claw to move through my space to pass me.
Okay. Is it going to stop in your space or move somewhere else?
No, it's going to keep moving.
Moving to where?
To Callie's space.
Okay, because Callie, so it's going to move into your space and then move back down?
Yes, it's going to move into my space, then move to Callie's space.
Okay, so it's kind of like doing like an up and like a Pac-Man, like up the thing, as it goes, comes back down. Okay, does it heal you?
It heals me the first time it enters my space for a turn during a turn.
Okay, so ignore the damage that you just took.
Okay.
So give yourself back 12 plus 8, give yourself back 20 damage.
Jeepers.
But you already taken it
Well,
up. Yeah,
I'm at 11, so
Okay.
Also, thanks, Wherewithal and D. Reagan 55.
yes.
Oh my goodness, yes, thank you.
Wow.
Much appreciated.
Oh, wow, thank you very much.
Good
Let's see what we got for that. Oh, cool, they unlocked a toast,
So-
and we'll see what else happens there. But
Claw will heal 2 hit points as well.
okay. Sorry for the confusion. When you said intersect,
okay.
I thought you meant like movement was intersecting, like 2
No
ships
worries.
passing at the night.
Yeah, it's complicated because Claw and Mini Claw are. I mean, I should have just made it something else.
Mini claw.
Yeah, I
No,
should have
it's
just
not,
made.
it wasn't the fact that it's mini claw. It was the fact that you said we intersect. So I thought it was like I was picturing you two intersecting.
Sure. Then it'll move down to Callie.
Okay, so it's going to stop
Callie's
on Callie's
space.
spot. Okay,
Correct.
I get it now. Sorry, that was
No
confusing.
worries. Kind of want to just disengage and run away, but the problem is that we're in water and there's stairs, which is worse.
Yeah, it's a real double. It's a real double. Like it's a bad. Yeah, for claw.
It's a bad. I think I'm just gonna cure
I did
wounds.
establish last time that I'm letting you have a little bit. I'm not giving you restricted movement in water because horses can move really well in water. So
Yeah, they're actually pretty strong swimmers.
yeah. So
In that case,
I did establish that last time when you moved into the water. I didn't make you roll. I didn't make you be yet.
can I clip this apex here of going from where I am to one up and one to the right?
If you're going to disengage, I'll let you do that.
Yeah.
If you're going to try to just move, you'll still invoke opportunity.
I'm
attack.
going to disengage.
So yeah, I'll say that you can do that just because we started late. We're running a little bit long if we do this. So
I
I'm
want
gonna
to
let you
end
move
up.
on.
I want to end up here. It's not letting me double click.
Okay. How far do you get to go?
I have 40 feet of movement.
Okay, so you want to go as far as you can, like towards the wall, basically.
I want to go actually as close to Lysandros as I can get.
Okay, I think you can go pretty close. Let's see here. Okay, hang on. I can just do the thing. Hang on. So you can go 30 feet to go to there, and then I think you can go. Yeah, you can get to Lysandros from there.
Great.
I'm not going to squabble over like clipping that corner. So basically, the view for the visual people who don't have visual, which is pretty much everybody, you basically what happens is that claw kind of like slips past, uses disengage. He slips past the sentry and then kind of moves along, whips around the side, and kind of doubles back around to meet Lysandros behind where he flipped to. So where Lysandros managed to move in like 2 steps by jumping across the wall and running Jedi style, Claw takes like a leisurely stroll around the block and then comes back around to it.
Claw comes around the
we
back
did
of
it! Good
Lysandros.
job! High five! Meet in the middle.
Claw comes around the back of Lysandros, and Lysandros turns. All right,
Surprise!
not a bad guy.
And that's my turn.
Great. All right. Now we get down to Lysandros. It's your turn.
Okay, so I see that there's a wall between me and the other 2 returned.
Mhm.
Do I have any view of them?
You do not currently because of the wall.
Okay.
You know they're there because you saw them both. Unless you're assuming unless they've moved that they're still there because you jumped past them to get to where you were.
So here's what I want to do. This is nutty, but I want to try it. Instead of let me know if this is possible at all. What Lysandros wants to do is just aim an arrow at a wall and have it ricochet off and try and hit one of them.
Okay.
Oh, lovely.
Is that even possible?
I don't think by the law of physics that's possible.
Okay.
Arrows aren't like bouncy typically. Usually if you aim an arrow at a wall, you're basically trying to break an arrow.
Okay, so here's what Lysandros is going to do instead, because he feels like showboating.
I like to reward creative ideas, but that's like that movie with Angelina Jolie and James McAvoy, like the Wanted, where like they're curving bullets in midair, and you're like that doesn't make any sense. So
Lysandros is going to look at Claw and be like, "Hey, so that guy was over in that corner, right?" And just get like a quick confirmation, just like where he was. All right, I'm going to try something. What do you think the odds are? And he's kind of doing this. He kind of like limbers himself up a little bit. I bet I can run around that corner, jump off of that wall, closed eyes, hit him with the bow as I am leaping over there. What odds are you going to give me on that?
You are going to close your eyes?
Sure am.
I think that these are not good odds. I don't. What do I have to bet to make you not do that?
How about let's say 200 to 1, right?
Sure. Of what?
Let's give it a try. As he says that, because time is short, this is only 6 seconds.
I love it.
I want to run around the corner, leap off the wall, and have my bow ready to actually like shoot in the direction of the thing. But as I run, I want to take out my my fool's dice and like blow on them, and then pop it back in my corner, back in my satchel. And I want to run and take the shot, and I want to use the fool's dice to make it a guaranteed success.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. So,
I don't need to do this, but it seems fun.
Yeah,
Sure.
I'm glad
I
you're using
love
that.
A
it.
very Quicksilver moment.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So then go ahead and roll your damage because I think I said that it can't be a natural 20, right?
It's not a crit.
Hit. Yeah.
But
It's
it
just a
is
hit.
a
It
success.
is a hit.
So that's going to
It
be
hits, not crits. Yeah.
that's going to be 3d6.
Yep. Yeah, because you're in hiding space, so I'll say that it's definitely it's a sneak attack.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess I was assuming sneak attack. I didn't think about it.
But I'm giving it to you. I like it. If you're going to use a magic item to do it, I'm going to let you have sneak attack damage too.
Thanks.
Why not?
Okay,
Hey,
so
well-
that is 15 damage.
Yeah, that messes him up pretty badly. He's not dead, but yeah, he's looking. Both of them are now. He's looking almost a little more than twice as good as the guy that Callie's fighting, but like
Sure.
not. Neither one is
Not
great.
great.
They're both bloodied. They're both at like. They're both. This one's like at the
Both
verge
bad.
between buddies at death's door, but Callie's one is at death's door. This one's like it's like knocking at death's door, but.
Yeah. So Lysandros lands and opens his eyes, and he's like, "I bet I got it."
And you see it. It is like it's like mad, and it's got like the arrow like right in its throat, but it's a return, so it didn't like quite kill it, but it's like definitely pissed now.
Now, did you jump like sideways to do this?
Yeah, I fired in air.
Are you prone in 2 feet of water?
No, I landed on my feet after I did it. Like I did a like landing roll kind of thing. So I'm probably wet.
I was
Where do
picturing
you-
like the side guns, like slow motion lethal weapon.
Kind of like hitting as he came down.
Yeah.
I
Like,
imagine-
Andrew, where do you want to end up when this is all done? Are you back in the stairwell now, or are
I
you?
imagine I'm like right
That's weird.
over like here.
Oh, you went that way.
Yeah, I
Cool.
went around
that's
that
fine.
way.
I got you. Yeah, I misunderstood the direction you were going, but that makes sense totally. That's well within your movement speed to do that. So cool. All right. So for those, so basically, like whipped around, and he's now like in the northwest corner of the room and shot the returned, who's in like the north. Oh, sorry. Like it's in the northeast corner. The return is the northwest corner. I always say the wrong direction when I'm doing my north.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yep.
All right. That is your turn, and now it is the return turn. So the one that you shot is going to go first, and it's going to turn and look at you, and it's going to try to like fling its sling at you. Say that 3 times fast. So it goes towards Lysander, fires with its sling, and it does not make your AC because it rolled a 12. I am not rolling great with these return sentries tonight. All right, and then the time that I rolled fantastic was when it was the roll that didn't count because I messed up my understanding of what was happening.
No, it was my communication as well.
As the rock he fires at me like bounces off the wall behind me, Lysandros looks at him and goes, "Hey, it's okay. Not everyone can be a crack shot."
Oh, take an inspiration for that. All right.
Yay.
And then the other one's going to turn and look at Callie, and it's going to try to hit her with its spear. And it misses. So Callie, you get a reprieve from this brutal damage you're taking. And now it is your turn, and you get healed by Claw because Mini Claw is in your spot.
D6. Take 6.
Yes. It's
That's
not
exciting.
+1.
What?
Is it +1?
No, it's just a D6. You just roll, take 6 hit points.
I
Wow,
will take it.
Look at greedy
Thank you.
Callie over here. Oh, is that?
Yeah.
I got healed, but could it be better? Could I be healed better?
No. It always could be better.
Yeah. All right, Callie, it's your turn.
All right, I am going to, I just see my blade swinging as much as possible. 18 plus
hit.
5. So, yes, damage. I reroll my 1s and 2s. I got another 1 and 2. Wow, okay. So that's 6 damage. So I'm just, and just
All right.
roaring and slashing.
Okay, so yeah, you roar and slash, but you know that based on how much damage you already did to it, it was pretty close to done. And so yeah, when you give it this slash this time around, it is now dead. It
Nice.
crumbles to the ground and it falls apart. And now there is just one left who is behind you. And basically, you and Lysandros almost have it cornered now. Like it is basically, if it goes one way, it's going to run into Lysandros. The other way is going to go into you, and Claw is kind of just chilling in the middle of the room. So
Great. Well, since I haven't used my movement, I'm going to go ahead and turn to it and approach it.
Okay. All right. Let me move that
And I
away.
think that's all I can do.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So that is going to be your turn. Now it is Claw's turn.
Claw is going to move west.
Okay.
Mini Claw is going to move east, and they're going to high five each other and heal me for 5.
Okay.
Man, what a cool spell that is.
It is a cool spell.
That healed
Quite a bit.
15. It healed 15 hit points over four effects, and I didn't.
It's
even
basically
roll that
the
great.
reverse of Spirit Guard, not Spirit Guardian.
Essentially,
Spirit.
it's a spiritual weapon. Yeah, it's
No,
very
no.
similar.
No, what's the one I'm looking for where it stays in the spot? Like, it's not spiritual weapon.
Yeah. Spirit Guardians. That's Spirit Guardians.
Spirit Guardians is the one that's like a whole aura around you. There's Guardian of Faith. Guardian of Faith.
Guardian of Faith.
Where something moves into it out of its spot, it does damage.
Very similar.
Yeah.
Okay, that's and there's one dead guy, but there's a Callie in the way now. Now, my Ikawa is essentially a spear. And it does have 10 feet of reach. Or no, it doesn't have reach, it has range. It has a 10-foot range to throw, and also a 30-foot disadvantage range. Can I throw it past Callie without hitting Callie?
I'm gonna let you make that attack roll, but at disadvantage because you're trying
God.
to maneuver around your. And if you get a crit fail, then you hit Callie. But also level 1 geek. Thank you for the raid.
Hey, thank you.
Got raided.
Do it, Claw. Callie will respect your attempt. She is a warrior of the Swift Claw Pride.
Yeah, I actually am going to do something else. So,
Callie will respect you. Well, I won't respect myself.
Claw pulls out his spear and he's like, "Oh, I could throw a stick at this, but also I could just light it on fire." And I picked up a new cantrip at level 4, and it's Create Bonfire.
Ooh, I like that one.
I create a bonfire. Oh, now, so the ground is water.
Yeah, but it's magic fire, so I'm gonna let you do it.
Okay, so I create a bonfire on ground that I can see within range until the spell ends. It fills a 5-foot cube. I'm going to choose the one that the returned is in.
Yeah, that makes sense. It'd be weird
Any creature in the bonfire space, when I cast the spell, has to succeed on a Dex save DC 13.
Okay. Let me go. Oh, sorry. I was looking for a cool fire thing, and then I realized it might not matter. Okay. Dex save. Yeah, it did not beat that because my rolls have not continued to be good.
Oh,
I rolled a
not a
D6.
D6.
I rolled a
All right.
7.
It's going to take 6 fire damage.
Okay. You cook this thing pretty bad. It is not quite done. It does not have a fork in it, but it looks like a stiff gust of wind would blow it over. It's hanging. If Death's Door had a doorknob, it would be at it. So
Perfect. Not a lot of doorknobs in ancient Greece is what you told me earlier.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said if it had a doorknob.
Right. So, and the creature has to also make the same save when it moves into the bonfire space for the first time, or if it ends its turn there.
Okay.
And it also ignites flammable objects in the area that aren't being worn or carried.
Okay.
And it concentration for 1 minute.
Okay. Is your healer guy concentration as well?
He's done. He did his 4 things and disappeared.
Okay, cool. He's gone. All right.
He's gone.
Cool. All right.
Mini Claw, we hardly knew ye.
Corgi Claw.
Corgi Claw.
All right. And now we go to Lysandros.
All right. I mean, there's just one person who's still up, and they're in the middle of a fire now, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I see them standing in a fire, and without like doing anything fancy or anything, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, and just launch another arrow at them.
And it is engaged with your ally, so you also get sneak attack. It's not going to matter if you hit him, but go ahead and roll.
Huzzah!
Yeah.
All right, come on, let's hit. Okay. I'm going to use a reroll on that one.
Okay, thank you. Rerolls.
Thank you, reroll.
I got
We got him.
which ain't great. Oh, I got the exact same roll again. So I guess I'll ask if it hits instead of just continuing to reroll. So that is a 13. Is that a hit?
Okay, that does not hit.
No.
Yeah.
So I fire it. Lysandros fires it. Goes, oh, come on! I had my eyes open that time.
Should have closed them again, I guess.
When you're right, you're right.
All right, and then that is going to be. Is there anything else you can do on your turn?
Yes, I'll hide.
Okay, go ahead and roll a stealth check for me.
That is a 8, so not very good.
Okay. I think you rush behind the catacomb, but you're also like you make a big splash as you do it because you're probably kind of worn out from all the jumping you've been doing.
Yep.
So I like the idea that you've been landing all these cool sick wicked flips and jumps, and then you go to like duck behind a corner and you like slip a little bit, you like slip a little on the wet ground and like catch yourself. You're like, oh, like you don't hurt yourself, but you like catch yourself and you're a little bit like winded by it. So
Yep.
yeah.
I'm okay. I meant to do all of that.
Yep. All right. And then now we get to the return's turn. Now, if it starts its turn to do damage, or if it
End
ends
of turn. End of turn.
Okay. It is going to just go ahead and try to make one last slash at Callie because if it moves, it invokes opportunity. If it stays put, it gets burned. So it's just going to try to get like one last this is like it's pushing the button. So Callie is going to swing at you, but he misses you. He gets a 10.
That's right.
Wow.
Filthy returned.
Yeah. And then so that's the end of its turn, and
I need
it
a dex
only
save.
has-
Its life.
and- yeah, I'll make a dex save. We'll see what happens. What did it have to beat?
13.
Okay, I got a 14, so it did beat the dex save. So it's a cantrip, right? So it doesn't do any damage to it.
Correct. You live
Cool.
this time.
All right, and now
It
we
doesn't.
come back around to Callie.
Callie smash smash.
Yeah, roll your smash dice.
Well, slash.
Yeah, rock
That's
her up. It's a slasher.
dirty 20. Yes,
Perfect.
slash.
That hits. 30-20 definitely hits. Yeah, absolutely.
Callie slash. Reroll my 2. That is 9 plus 3, so 12 damage. Callie she just looks at it and just clean off the head. Just
Yep.
nice and
Whip-
smooth.
Whips it right off, and it is dead. However, chat unlocked tonight's special unlock.
Hey,
And
thanks, chat.
yes, thank you,
Thanks,
chat.
chat,
You might
I
not,
think.
you might
I
not,
think.
you might not think chat in a second. What they unlocked is a thing that I put in that was under the name Mischief and Mayhem. As the players grow closer to the court of Orestes, the magic of Phoenix the Trickster is in the air. Unlock this tier, and some magic and abilities may result in a wild magic surge.
Oh.
No.
As the bonfire burns, it begins
good.
to trickle with this energy, and suddenly, Lysander, if you can see the bonfire from where you're standing, you see kind of in a similar gold and purple resplendent tone that you saw in the mosaic earlier, this flare up of magical energy. And Ruben, I am going to have you roll a D100 for me because it was your spell that caused this to go off.
Well, that's a.
I knew
little
she was
God.
being so nice when she allowed that.
36.
36. Okay, roll a D10.
Ew. More dice. Where's my D10? There it is. 9.
All right. You suddenly see, this is actually good for you. Suddenly you see Claw decrease in age by 9 years.
What?
Yeah. Roll D10. 30. Your age changes by a number of years equal to the roll. If the roll is odd, you get younger. You rolled a 9, so you Claw suddenly de-ages 9 years.
Well,
Uh,
that's a hell of a spell you got there, Claw.
Yeah. Are we sure this is not that illusion like we saw in the front room? I feel my pores clearing up.
I poke Claw in the face. Yeah, well, last time when I touched the illusion, it went away, and this seems to be staying there. So,
Okay, well, this is interesting.
Looks like the fighting life is doing great things for your skin.
Yes, it's a very, I have a very healthy sheen.
We have one more reroll for the table. Thank you, Kaga, for the reroll.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, Kaga.
And also, as the
oh, and thank you for the tip, Kaga.
yes, thank you
Yeah.
very much. As the returned as its head falls off and it hits the ground, suddenly the return just says, "I give a toast from Jake,
Perfect.
wherewith
with all.
Yeah.
Imagine I wrote something super clever and witty that managed to be both heartfelt and full of callbacks to the campaign. Thank you for being awesome, everyone.
And then, then he
What
promised
a clever thing to say.
And call back to the campaign, too.
I know. Who would even
So-
remember those details?
Can you believe that return was watching you the whole time?
Yeah, gee.
And so now you are all able to rest, and suddenly, like Claw feels like his knees work a little better. So that's a thing.
My
and
joints are good.
Claw
Nice.
doesn't need Advil for so much stuff, so that's
Right.
good.
They aren't going to have to shoot me down
He's
at the.
yeah, he suddenly is a lot better at helping his grandparents fix equipment, so that's
Yeah.
good.
Reach
so
things on high
and
shelves.
then he's like, "Oh, y'all, I meant to help you in that fight, and I didn't." So
You got distracted. That's okay.
yeah, it's cool. It's okay.
Can you pick up whatever? I assume that the only things that these things had were their masks. Were they
If
wearing
you-
gold masks?
If you take the time to search the bodies, I'm not going to make you roll because we are running along. They are wearing very pristine gold funerary masks. So you could grab there, but otherwise the bodies and the room don't have any treasure on them. And if you try to just to save time, if you do any investigating of the bodies in this room, they just crumble and deteriorate. Like
That's
they're
fine.
just so old and rotted.
Well, Kia wanted to have some gifts from the gift shop.
That's
So
true.
like these,
Yes.
She asked
Good.
you for etchings. I'll say that. Like I'll remind
Oh,
you. She asked for
etching.
etchings
Well,
from like so if you see anything that has like writing or something on it, like she wants etchings of that. So she
you
gave
can
some
also Callista. You can add these to your collection. I don't know if you have like a. I know that there are some fighters who they put small trophy case. Yes, like on the side of their chariots, they put the kills that they have on their spirit of Neolanton.
So
Well, it is.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, I was
Oh,
saying, so
good.
it is about 10 till 10 now. I was planning on just going to go to 10:30 since we had to start
Yep.
late. So I just want to let you all know if anyone does have to go early, let me know. That's fine. But I want chat to get their time's worth. So yeah. In the room you're in, you came from the east, and there is a stone slab that goes towards the west, and there was also one that goes to the south, and there's also still the room that you did not check. Now, the one on the eastern wall is closed, but can be moved aside the same way you did before. It's a little bit harder to do so, but I'll say that if you try to, you'll be able to open it because of the water on the ground, but it's not like impossible. So
Okay. I'm going to add those 3 masks to my inventory.
Okay.
Do it.
Then Claw will say, 1 and 2, we go to the first room in the back and the other way. 3 and 4, we go to the east. And 5 and 6, we go down.
I like the way you think.
It was all your idea. I just am following the leader.
Well, I guess I like the way I think then.
I like the way that you think too.
Works for me.
All right. You want to roll it?
You roll it.
All right. So
It's your dice.
Andros pulls out his dice that he always has with him that have gotten some cool stuff and will probably ruin him. And he gets a 1.
So that's back
Okay.
to the original room.
First room, yep.
Okay. Let me go ahead and reveal that on the map. So I'll say you all go back to that original room. And why is this not letting me do this? Reveal areas.
Riley's like, oh, God, everyone's backtracking now.
No, it's fine. It's whatever. It's like I've made a cool room for you to go into, and you didn't go into it. It's fine. No, so you go back to this room, and in that room, there's no monsters. There are grave niches and alcoves holding funerary urns that line the walls of the chamber. The ceiling in the northern part of the room has collapsed, burying much of the area. And at the center is a broken marble bier that stands atop a short dais. And basically, it feels like this is a room that it probably served. You know enough about like Therosian funeral rites that you can kind of figure out what's happening here. This is a room that once served as a place to view the remains of those who died in Phoenix service and offer.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and the bodies in this room have rotted away in their niches at this point, and the
Yeah.
urns only hold a gray muck.
This was like a viewing chamber.
Yeah.
Got it. That makes sense. That makes sense that this would be in the first room. Okay.
Yeah.
Isn't this whole temple a little bit hypocritical for Phoenix? I mean, wasn't his whole shtick about returning from the dead? Like, why keep a place to keep the bodies if they're just going to return anyways?
Well, they're going to come back for them, right? This is a safe place to keep your body in the meantime.
I don't know. I mean, who's to say? This could be something of a monument to the people who tried and failed. I mean, half of like taking chances on things is that, well, most of the time you kind of fail. Like, that's what makes it a long shot, right? No harm in trying.
Yeah.
So
Either
there's a you said that there was a bier, which is like a frame for a coffin.
Yeah. It's up on like a dais. It's probably
Is there a
more for
coffin?
like an urn. But
Is there
like,
a coffin on it, or is it just an empty frame?
I think it's an empty frame.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the urns that are around the room, do they look like they're like canoptic jars, or do they look like they have stuff in them?
What's in them is just this like gray muck. It is like centuries old, like bodies that just
Sure.
decayed.
Okay.
It's body gravy.
Body go. Yeah.
Does it look like
it's ode a body?
Does it look like there's anything in the beer, or is it just like everything else, just full of muck?
There's a lot of muck. Like now there are remains on either side of the burial niches. Like there's 6 that are stacked up,
Right.
and you can kind of see little bits of things in the remains there. Like it's like rotted bodies. You can see things that people were buried with. So if you want to spend the time to search through those, you can
Do
get.
So,
do followers of Phoenix get buried with much on them, or is this sort of a fool's errand to try to sift through muck for, one assumes, loose change and gold teeth?
well, I don't know. I mean, you know, the followers of Phoenix aren't just like one type of person all the time, but I could at least give it a quick search. So,
All
yeah,
right.
it might be able to stop us from getting our hands dirty in the process.
Oh,
Lysandros will. Let me look up real quick. Okay, yeah. So Lysandros sort of like whispers a couple words into his like bracers, and then snaps at his fingers, and a tiny phantasmal version of his own hand kind of pops out of his hand and moves towards the graves. And I want to use Mage Hand to try and like reach in and search the
nice.
beer or anything.
Okay, I'm just gonna roll real quick to see the value of everything real quick because you did. I'll let you go through all the things of it.
Nice.
So you do find within the remains, you find lots of like small bits of jewelry. You find a lot of golden teeth. Thank you, Cogger, for the other tip. And
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
you find some ancient coins worth the tip amount. And in total, you find stuff that is worth together a combination of about 34 gold pieces total. So it's like old coins, gold teeth, bits of jewelry, things like that.
Yeah.
Basically what Paul said, but a good haul of it.
The hand comes out and it's got like a handful of like little golden teeth and stuff like that. And it's all kind of like covered in that guck and stuff like that. And he goes, well, here you go. And without ever holding the stuff himself, he moved the mage hand over to Claw and just put them into his hands.
Nice. Oh, I'm excited because Kaga's tip that we just got knocked us over, so we will unlock the Fate Spinner, unlock the
Nice.
access.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Claw now has a handful of like old toothpaste.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Happy to be of service.
What do I do? Should I keep this? What is? I mean, it looks like there's bits of gold in this.
I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. This gray stuff is not delicious. Don't believe me? Ask the dishes.
Take it this burger.
Hey.
Yeah.
You're the sort who keeps stuff.
Yeah, and I did type handful. What did I write down? Handful of Orestes stuff worth 34 gold is what I wrote into my inventory.
Yeah, have fun trying to sell that to somebody.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. I'll take out like, I don't know, a jar. Do I have like a mason jar?
Yeah, for the heck of it, I'll say you do.
Sure, and I'll
that
put
doesn't
it-
mean you have adventuring supplies. So
Yeah, I'll take out like a container of some kind.
probably not a mason jar, but like some sort of like clay pot or something.
Sure. Yeah. If only we had a giant amphina to keep our no. No,
To keep our Orestes muck in.
to keep our Orestes muck. Yeah.
Artisanal Orestes muck holder.
And then I'll put it into my saddlebags of holding.
Okay.
See, this is where our real calling was. We could just be, scavenging this ancient muck and selling it.
We're muck searchers.
These remains.
Yeah.
And I
These
don't
ancient muck remains.
dragging through the muck is not what I want to do with my career. This is it has been about 10 minutes and we have been inside too long. So let us move on to I guess we should roll more dice to see where we go.
So is there any other doors in this room we're in here?
In that room, there's a pretty small little chamber.
Okay.
Okay.
If
And
you
that
go
was
back,
upstairs?
yeah, that was basically that was back upstairs. That was basically when you first came in, you saw the mosaic room. If you had gone north, that's the room you would have gone into originally, but instead you went east and you went down and fought the returned. Yeah.
Okay, so was that the room with the slab or no?
No. Well, that was the first room with the slab.
One room with a slab. Now, the room with the returned also has two slabs. One to the east that is still shut. One to the south that is so decayed from time that it is cracked open. You can walk right through it.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
We don't hear anything in any direction that leads us to want to go in any.
If you want to make an investigation check or perception check, you're welcome to do that. But nothing. I'll tell you that because of your passive perception, you don't hear anything.
Okay, that's fine.
Well,
go ahead and roll.
I called the numbers the first time. Claw called them the second time. Callie, which numbers were for which door?
I do not want to rely on a god to tell me which way to go. But if I had to pick, I'd probably say 6.
All right. Wait, 6 for what?
Yeah, this is like which you have to assign numbers to doors.
Oh, I see. Let's say 6 for the door with the crack in it.
Okay.
And the rest can be the other one.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
I like that.
Weighted odds.
You know what? That's pretty clever. You're still going with the odds thing, but you've weighted. All right. You know what? That's a better idea than I initially thought. Oh, it's 6 though.
All right.
Well, then it seems like it's meant to be.
Right.
Okay. When you open that slab, you see a little bit more stairs that these.
Oh no, it's the cracked one. The 6 is the cracked one.
Oh,
yes.
I thought you were saying. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Oh no, that's fine. So yeah, if you go through the cracked door, most of the ceiling in the southwestern part of this chamber has collapsed into the rot-tinged water, partially filling the room. In alcoves flanking the door to the north stand twin life-size statues of a figure wearing a burial mask. Both reach out as if to accept or possibly offer a gift. And then I'm trying to think of anything else that's important in this room that I need to tell you. Basically, I'll say Lysandros, you recognize immediately this is a shrine to Phoenix, and the two statues are depicting the god Phoenix himself. They are a little disturbing, but they are pretty much harmless. Now, the entire room is difficult terrain for anybody because the water's a little bit deeper here than it was in the other room. So even for Claw, I think it's a little bit deeper. And they're obscured by... Oh, okay. Actually, you know what? It's actually the similar situation to the first room. So Callie, Claw, and D would see just another decayed, decrepit mosaic. However... Lysandros, you see clearly it is it's tiles that depict coins falling from a crumbling skull.
Ooh, very cool. You picked the right room.
Is that thing happening again where you're seeing something completely different than us? Because from what I'm seeing, this room is completely useless.
Yeah, maybe. Okay. I'll do my illusion thing again and sort of paint a little bit of what I see in a couple different patches. Is it matching up or?
No, but I do see what you're seeing now, and it's very different. Don't touch anything?
I mean, yeah, I guess that'll make it go away. As far as I can tell, and I tell them that it's a shrine to Phoenix, all the stuff that you told
Right.
me.
Okay.
It doesn't seem to go very far, though.
Is there anything to make etchings of anywhere around here?
I think some of the mosaics, if you wanted to, you could probably make an etching of.
Is there a mosaic in this room too?
Yeah, the mosaic's what he saw, like the etching.
Oh, cool.
Of, the mosaic is tiles depicting coins falling from a crumbling skull. I'll say there's just
cool.
enough texture you could probably make an etching out of it.
I will make some etchings in this room.
Okay.
And while I'm doing that, I'll take a look around.
Okay.
And
Why
can
don't
I?
you make... Oh, sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Can I? Go ahead.
All right. First off, Claw, you said look around, so I'll let you make a perception check for me.
Okay.
This is active perception, not passive.
Natural 20.
All right. Claw, you do notice that the east wall seems to have a movable panel, so you think there's a secret door. And
Ooh.
there were secret doors earlier, especially. I think you can definitely like, oh, that's that secret door I was looking for.
Hey, now I finally found a secret door. I'll make an etching real quick, though.
Okay. Now, Lysandros, you had something you wanted to do.
I was going to ask if I know if there's any like traditional offerings to Phoenix that I might need that like could do something with these statues.
What would you think as a follower of of Finax? What would you offer up to him if you were going to make an offer?
Probably coins, since I saw the thing with the falling coins in it. So I don't really have. Oh no, I do. I have my IOU coins.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to just grab one of those and kind of flippantly flip one and have it try and land in one of the hands.
Those are actually perfect
Okay.
for what you want to be giving here. That's
Make
perfect.
a dexterity check for me. Sleight of hand if you have
I do have sleight of hand.
yeah. Roll that, and I'm just going to see what happens here. This is something that like not necessarily is meant to be part of this, but I like where you're going, and I'm going to see how it plays out.
Okay, so I got an 18.
Okay. Yeah, you see the statue. It doesn't move. It doesn't but it does land perfectly in the one that is giving it the gift. And what I'm going to say, Jordan, is that I love that you thought of this and that you did it. And so I'm going to grant you fealty to Phoenix because you are displaying an outward level of reverence to your god. That's what you're doing. You are in
Nice.
the holy space of his, and you are doing something for it. So I don't know if I told you. I don't know if I've given you fealty yet. Did I start you all with any fealty? I can't remember.
We start
Piety?
with piety 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
3. Yeah.
Okay, so your piety is gonna go up to level. So I think you're gonna get. I'll put you at level 10. Why not? You now have the next step up of piety towards Phoenix. I think it gives you. I think I forget what power that gives you off the top of my head. Why don't you look it up and let the audience know while you're looking it up? Callie, what did you want to do? Or were you just messing with us?
No, I was gonna see. Callie was probably just gonna try to rest and refocus herself if she could short rest while they were looking.
If you all want to take a long rest in here, I'll let you do that. You all took a lot of damage. A short
long
rest.
rest?
Sorry,
Short
short
rest.
rest.
Short rest.
Sorry. I misspoke.
Yeah, we'll take a short rest. That's fine.
That seems fair.
I'll roll some hit dice.
I will say that because Danielle's not here, but I'll still let you do it. I'll let you have Dee's Song of Rest ability.
Okay.
So you get to add a D6. If you use hit dice, you get to add a D6 based on her ability. I think you get something like that too, don't you, Claude?
I do. The other thing that I will do is, as a part of a short rest, I'm going to cook some special food. Waffles, as was requested earlier.
Oh, you
Yeah.
can do it on a short rest,
Provided
too?
that I have the ingredients and the cooked utensils on hand, which I do.
I mean, you still
I'll
have
say
that-
that you did make waffles yesterday. I'm going to say you still have them, but this is the last time you'll have ingredients until you buy
Okay.
more.
That's fair.
Because we didn't establish it before, I'm not going to like.
Yeah.
You can't because it's just now there. I'll say that next time you go shopping or whatever, like when we stop somewhere, I'll let you decide to buy ingredients or if you want to spend money on that.
Right.
But this is your last use of those for now.
Sounds fair to me.
Yeah.
At the end of the short rest, any creature who eats the food and spent one or more hit dice to regain hit points regains an extra D8 of hit points.
Okay.
Sweet.
Cool. So everyone who wants to rest up can roll their hit dice. And while you're doing that, Lysandra or Jordan, or as Lysandra, tell us what you're getting as level 10 to your god.
So, with Piety 10 plus, the Phoenix trait, my words are inspired by Theros' greatest liar. I now have advantage on charisma deception checks.
Nice. And what did you get? What is your piety level 3? We haven't really talked a lot yet to the audience about what piety gets you. Piety, for those who are not familiar with Theros, is very similar to the guild renown structure or renown you might find in the DMG guide. So the guild renown for Ravnica, the DMG renowns that, and basically what it means is, based on how well you serve your god, you actually get special abilities as you move up in the game. Yes. And so right now, all of my players have Piety at +3, which gives them the first unlock for their god. And so what did you get for your +3, Jordan?
What I've realized is I have not maximized my character for this because I forgot this was something I could do. But as a devotee of Phoenix at +3 piety, I've proven myself accomplished at deception, and I can call on Phoenix's blessing and cast Disguise Self with this trait up to a number of times equal to my charisma modifier.
Wow.
So that's a decent amount of times. And while the spell's active, my shadow still resembles my original form.
Ooh, that's awesome.
And I can do that like 3 times per long rest and use my charisma as my spellcasting ability. But I took Disguise Self as one of my spells, which now feels silly. So,
well,
when you level up, you can change that, or things might change. Who knows?
Yeah,
or you can just cast Disguise Self a million times.
Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, yeah,
I can just be whoever I want, whenever I want.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sweet. All right.
my Nylea's devotee trait is how I get Hunter's Mark, by the way.
Yeah, I knew that one.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's good to tell the audience that, because I was like, oh yeah, we never really explained why you have Hunter's Mark as a druid. But and then I think that Callie, do you know what yours is for Erebos?
I'm looking it up right now, and I have no idea. Because I know my helm gives me inflict wounds.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if the piety does as well. It's either inflict wounds or it's
Bane. It gives you Bane.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Things that Callie will never use because she does not believe in using God's powers.
Right. You can use it. You can use it equal to your wisdom modifier, minimum of 1.
That's cool.
Cool.
Her wisdom modifier is 0.
Right.
All right.
So you get 1.
And D. Let's see what D has.
Oh, D's is I looked this up today because I was trying to figure it out. Now I can't remember. It's I think she can cast Mending.
Ooh, that's useful.
Oh, no, she can cast... Yes, she has the Mending cantrip.
Yeah.
And she also can cast Shield of Faith.
That's right. I thought that was on the second level, but you're right. Okay. Cool.
Anyway.
Neat.
So I'll cook everybody food. I spent 2 hit points, and I'm back to full.
Great.
I'm full as well.
2 plus the extra D8, of course. And I believe that we should investigate, before we go through the secret tunnel, we should look at the...
And wait, sorry, did we get one single D8 roll for how much extra hit points we got? Was that?
If you spend a hit point...
spent.
Yeah, if you spend a hit die, then you get an additional D8.
Great. No, don't need it.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically you get Song of Rest in that, but only if you spend hit dice. Yeah. Cool.
Right.
All right.
Only
So you're gonna go.
I was in single digits, but thanks to the food and Song of Rest, I only used 2 hit dice.
Nice.
Yeah. Those are some good powers to stack up when you got both of y'all in the same party.
Hell yeah.
But that's why we have feats and stuff like that. So you said you're going to go up to the northeast room instead of going to the secret door first?
Yeah, I think I want to do that, even though the dice is fun. I want to check.
Well, yeah, let's
find
a secret door. Yeah. Did you tell us you found a secret door?
No.
Oh. Hey, Ruben, isn't it fun to have secrets as a character and not reveal them to everybody in the party?
Yeah, I know Lysandros would want to immediately go behind the secret door, so I'm gonna be like, all right, well, we only have 1 door left.
Because if we don't go the way that has the secret door, we're gonna go to wherever we were meant to go and never find the secret door. There's never gonna be a good reason to circle back and go to the secret door.
Don't worry, we'll come back to the secret door.
All right.
Fine.
That's what you said last time. We never saw a secret door. No, all right. So do you all go
So
up to
it's
the
been an
other room?
hour, so it's like late in the evening now. It's like 8.
Yeah.
Not late in the evening, but
Yeah. it's about 8
but we're
o'clock.
inside in a temple, so it doesn't really matter. But I'm just pointing it out.
Yeah.
I'll go up to this slab.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it's easy to move. It's a little bit tougher than the other ones were, but it's still openable. You don't need to make like a strength check or anything like that. So when you go into that room, there's naturally stairs that now do they ascend or descend? 1 second. Let me get back to where it was because I moved to the other room. All right. Okay. So now you were down in the crypt. Now you're going up a little bit again. And you are ascending into a hall that is lined with door frames barred by rusted gates. There is an iron brazier, its sides sculpted with furious-looking faces that stands in the middle of the hall. It's midway along the length of a hall. Not far beyond that, there is a ceiling that has collapsed, burying whatever used to lie there. Let me go ahead and show you that on the map. So basically, for the people who aren't seeing this, essentially imagine a straight hallway that is on either side. There are your standard like video game jail cell room where you've got like a cell on either side of the room. However, once you get past the first two, like there's like they start, the walls are starting to crumble in on each other. So what would have been like the 5th and 6th rooms, there's like one is completely covered in like rubble, and one is like really messed up and hard to get into and hard to maneuver.
Can I light the brazier with my torch?
You can, yeah. And it lights up, and that makes the room a little bit easier for everybody to see in.
All right.
All right. I guess we can go. Do you want to try to look through these jail cells and see if there's...
I suppose so. Some of them are these are rusty gates.
Yes, yes.
I'll say that as you investigate them, you realize these are not jail cells. These are intact crypts that are sealed by rusty metal gates. The gates of each crypt can be wrenched free or otherwise bypassed with a strength check. So if you want to make that strength check, I'll let you know if you can get into it.
Before we go any further, actually, Lysandros, how is... I mean,
sorry, Claw, you went to light that brazier, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to say if you light it, before we move on, roll an intelligence check, DC 12.
Oh, my God. 15.
Okay. You notice that one of the faces is smiling, and it is looking at the crypt that is... Let me make sure I know which one is which on this real quick. Look at the map. It is looking at the one south of it. Sorry. That's information. That's why I stopped you. Now go ahead and have your...
That's fine.
Sorry, I apologize.
I thought I was going to explode. So how does Lysandros? We've been moving through already. You handed me a handful of gunk with gems in them. We've already been rummaged through a bunch, but I want to make sure that Phoenix is okay with grave robbing.
You know how these gods are. I think Phoenix is okay with grave robbing. However, when you're grave robbing Phoenix's temples, they tend to be a little inconsistent on that sort of thing, you know?
Sure. I mean, Phoenix is kind of like, no offense, the grave robber god.
Yeah, he like robbed his own grave of his body and got out. Yes, but I mean, yeah. What I would say...
Sort of like stealing from the stealers.
What I would say is, search around, but let's just be careful. I don't want to piss him off any more than I already have.
This is a fair point. Well, I want to look around. Are any of these rooms not blocked by wrought iron gates?
The only ones that are not blocked by a gate are the ones that are completely collapsed in on, so you wouldn't be able to get into them anyway.
Oh, okay.
All right. Callie's going to start breaking open doors. Look, I'm not trying to find, like, gold or anything. I could care less. But I do want to figure out what this golden mask is for, and I want to find the cipher for it. So,
yes, true.
If the answer's in there, I'm going to open up a casket or two.
Sure. Okay. Give it a go.
So, I'm just going to have you make a overall strength check for me just for time. So go ahead and roll strength for me.
19 plus 5, so 24.
Yeah, so you're easily able to get all these open, and I'll tell you what you find in the first 4, and that is so the crypt to the north. you are going to find the remains of a follower. There's a etching that kind of has a description of her, and it says, "Here holds Yurda Evercoin, who paid her debts with stolen stars. There is nothing in her crypt that is actually of value, except for a mundane clay burial mask." When you get to B, the one to the south, the etching there tells you this here lies Cyclops with like it's like a nickname, and you can see it's a person with an eye patch, and it says Thonidius, beloved by numerals and friend of dice. And he has actually an extremely well preserved eye patch. And then the next one is the kind of partly caved in one, and the etching there says, "Here remains Sult, who was born returned." And then if you go down to the one here, which is like the next one, that one says, "Here holds Gathis, who could whisper anyone and anything to sleep." And then as you move on forward, and you get to the last remaining one, which is you're able to get into it with the walls broken through. You notice that that it is empty, and the name on the sarcophagus is violently scratched out, and the engraved images are of robed figures lamenting the loss of their eyes.
Ew.
Oh my.
This is a creepy place.
Oh,
And that
yeah.
one, and the figures, like this is engraved in, like it was intentionally put, or this was.
Yeah, basically there are kind of engravings around all of these, but they're all mostly pretty unremarkable. And then they all have these like sayings, like "She paid her debts with stolen star," "Friend of dice," "This one was born returned," "Whisper anyone anything to sleep," and this one is empty and scratched out, so you don't know who's
Right.
chamber
But
this
it
one.
had a name at some point, but it was scratched out.
Yeah, and then go ahead for me and anybody as a group, if you want to make a perception check for me. I'll let it be a group check.
Okay.
Or reroll.
My dice are on fire.
Well, you'll probably have a higher perception check than me. I rolled a 14.
I got a
Nice.
15.
19.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay. 14 was the goal, and so
okay.
you all notice in the back of Crypt D, the kind of one that's down here, kind of in the middle to the right-hand side, that's the one that contains Gathis, who could whisper anyone and anything to sleep. You notice that in the back of that room, you see just a faint trace of light, and as you look at it closer enough, you realize that it is yet another secret door. Well, Claw, everyone knows there was one secret door, but everybody else
Notices that there's a secret door here.
Yeah. And it is
a secret door.
slightly-
Oh,
it's
interesting.
slightly askew.
So
Slightly askew. Okay.
I also want to casually, while everyone's kind of searching around, summon another one of my mage hands and just sort of pull the eye patch
Okay.
off of that one corpse.
Yep.
And just kind of
The friend of
Okay.
dice. I like
Okay.
it.
Yeah, I'll let you do that. I might make you roll for that. That's because
Out
everyone's
of curiosity, does he have an eye under his eye patch? Actually, he would probably be
Probably
rotted
away by now.
Right away. Yeah.
I was just
And
curious.
I'll say that, Lysandros, when you take the eye patch, if you glance at it, you'll notice that on the patch there is a picture of two birds.
Huh.
Huh.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool.
Callie's gonna get etchings of all the descriptions.
Yeah.
What's her face? Kia.
Kia.
Velma.
Velma.
I know. That's
Kia.
Yeah, it's Kia.
Kia, yes. The sage.
K-H-E-A. Kia the Sage. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Etchings of all the crypts here.
Yeah. I guess the only way to go is through the secret door. We don't have any other ways to go throughout. We've explored the rest of this place, so.
Well, do we want to? Again, I hesitate to say, but it's like it's getting late. I kind of want to take a nap. I'm running out of things I can do. Do we want to move on, or do we want to come back again tomorrow?
Look, I don't think this is somewhere that we just like stop and wait around. Let's just find what we need to find here and get out.
Fair enough. Time is of the essence. Let us move on.
Okay. So you go south into the secret room?
Yep.
Okay.
I will go last. I am not going in first.
Yeah. So Allie is going to go first, followed by Lysandros. I'll say that D is kind of to the side of him, and then Claw is back. So I'll put you all kind of in the middle of the room here. All right. Let me go ahead and reveal this. So I'm going to describe it first. Hang on. This chamber's ancient masonry rises to form a corbelled dome. At the room's center lies a pool of sludge. A broad sarcophagus rises from the floor, its lid caked in crumbling candle wax and rotted offerings. Whatever rites were performed here were overseen by a larger-than-life statue in the alcove to the south, a sculpture depicting the upper body of a grim, masked man. The statue reaches out as if to accept what has been offered. To the east, a portion of the tomb's wall has collapsed, revealing a deep crevice in the rock. And you can tell already, Lysandros, you can tell as you're walking in that this served as the resting place of the oracle thief Orestes himself. According to legend, Orestes could divine how long someone would live by reading a pool of the person's blood. Those who in his vision bled black were destined one day to follow the path of Phoenix, coming back from death as returned. After Orestes' death, his tomb was consecrated as a holy site by Phoenix's followers, in part due to Orestes' sarcophagus taking on the oracle's powers of prophecy.
Ooh.
So you come in and you see this terrain and you see all of this, and it's almost for a second all that you notice in the room, until you realize that what also is in the room are 3 harps. One that is resplendent and glorious.
I saw these.
Like it was once resplendent, and pieces of it have been taken from it. And those pieces belong to the other harp that is being constructed and being built. And what you normally would think of as harp strings appear, if you kind of glance at them from across the room, to be strands of white hair. But that is not what draws your focus at this particular point in time. What really draws your eye is the lamphead that is standing in the room at the sarcophagus as it turns to you. And Claw, you recognize this lamphead. You recognize it as you saw the ones that you fought before as being amongst the party of the lampets that killed you. But this lampet is the one that killed you. This lampet once drove a spear through your body. Yes, I will do a visual for the audience. I think I have a picture of one. Yes. So
I was just going through cards on my table and I realized I had a lampet card sitting near me.
I will switch over. So if Dom wants to throw up this picture, I can show the audience. This is what a lampet looks like. Lampets are basically, as we've established before, they're essentially dryads, but rather than being creatures of the woods and of the wilderness, they are creatures of the dead, of the realm. And we learned from Erebos in the last episode that these lampets have been corrupted by the power of Phoenix. But this one notices you and does not immediately turn to attack you. Its attention instead is focused on this sarcophagus that you have come to find in the center of the room. And it turns and it looks at you and it says, "If you help me, we can get him out of there." And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
All right.
All right. We'll definitely help it.
Yeah, they're probably good, right? Lampets? They can be good.
Claw is not going to be on board with helping the Lampids, I don't think. But also, he's not the talker, so we'll see later.
And with that, before we move on, we have a couple of things to wrap up the show with. Next week is our last episode of the season, but we do have a special one-off that will be happening February 7th as part of a charity stream here on Saving Throw Show to raise money for Trevor Project. However, let's go ahead and say thank you to some of the people. We have some more toasts. We have 2 toasts. One is from our new friend Kaga, who says, "Long-time saving thrower, first-time Therosian. Thank you for the great new to me show." So thank you so much, Kaga, for joining us tonight. And we get one last post from our friend Jake again, Wherewithal. I always say his username wrong. With Wherewithal, who says, "Orestes muck, teeth included."
Yeah.
So thank you, both of you. Here's your notes.
I'll imagine it while I'm drinking this.
And thanks for the raid, Quest and Chaos. Sorry that
we are wrapping up. But thank you
right
so
at
much
the
for
end.
But for our friends at Quest and Chaos and our friend Kaga, who is new to our show, and anybody who wants to get caught up on our show before we come to our finale next week, all of our show is available in both podcast form and on YouTube. And we can also find us on the Fantasy Network. So those are all locations you can find us. Dom is going to drop a link in the chat to our link tree where you can find all the various places you can find our show. This is a fantastic week to get caught up because we are going to be dropping a finale next week that I am very, very excited about. And so we want to thank you all tonight for helping us tell this story, and especially to Kaga for unlocking our tier unlock, which is the Fate Spinner. So, Dom, do you want to get that Fate Spinner prepared for me? Okay, yeah. With all
tech difficulties, yeah.
Okay, we will because of tech difficulties, we can't.
I don't think I have a Theros pack in my room.
That's okay. What we'll do is. Oh no! Don't you have one on the arena?
You do have to pay. You have to get that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
are you using the Manadrux account?
Here's what we'll do. Oh, okay. Dom has informed us that we can't do it tonight, but what we will do is Dom and I, at another point this week, will hop on a video chat of some sort, and then we'll draw the card, and then we'll post that so you can all see that it's happening in real time.
Nice.
I apologize that we're not going to do it right now. Tonight was a crazy night, technical difficulties, so I apologize for that. But we did get unlocked. We are going to make it happen, and we'll do it. And if anyone has a physical deck, I'm more than happy to draw from physical deck as well.
Right.
But in this moment,
yeah, I might have an extra Theros pack, but I don't know where it would be right now.
We'll deal with that later. We're wrapping up, so we'll let everybody have that another time. But at this point, let's go ahead and go around the table and get our goodbyes from everybody. So let's go ahead and start with Ashlyn.
Woo! Hello, everyone. I'm Ashlyn Rose. I just completely blanked on how to do an outro. But I hope you all had a great night, and you can find me on Twitter as Ashlyn Rose. You can find me on Instagram as RAR. It's Ashlyn. I also post usually when we're going live on there, countdowns on there, and yeah, all sorts of fun stuff on there. And you can also find my voiceover demos and any cool things related to the voiceover world I'm in on my website at ashlynrose.com.
All right. Now, Ruben, tell us where folks can find you.
Oh, hi, everybody. It's the Internet's Mox Ruby here. You can follow me everywhere, MOXREUBY. I am, in addition to being Claw here on Dice Ex Machina, I'm also the Dungeon Master for the Broken Pact, which is returning in February. Use the hashtag #TheBrokenPactRPG or join us in the Saving Throw Show Discord to chat about it. I'm also the Dungeon Master for Tales from Tetheria over on the YouTube Lasercorn channel. Where I'm DMing Lasercorn, Jovenshire, Atomic Mari, and Noah Grossman through a homebrew world. And I'm one of the co-hosts of the Magic Mike's podcast, which is a weekly Magic the Gathering news program, Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 Eastern.
All right, Jordan.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jordan Pridgeon. You can follow me on Twitter at Jordan Pigeon. And at the moment, that's most of where I am. So check me out here. And we're all on the Broken Pack eventually, too. So,
yeah.
All right. And I am Riley Silverman. You can find me on Twitter at Riley J. Silverman and on Instagram at Riley Silverman. And you can find me obviously every week until after next week. We'll no longer be, myth keeping the show next week, and obviously on our charity show on February 7th, which I'm very excited about. You can find me in the Broken Pack starting February 15th. And I will let you in on a new detail that we haven't shared with the audience yet, is that I will be playing a new character. Who's it going to be? We'll find out. That's a fun little teaser for you who stayed up late to watch our show.
Nice.
I am excited about that. I don't think we've talked about that yet, but I will not be playing Velma in this season. I'll be playing a new character that I've created that I'm very excited about. Big reveal. That's my way. I feel bad about the card thing, so I want to give you a little tidbit we're excited about. And with that out of the way, I think, you know what? Dom had put to promote our current show. I'm not going to promote the show that we're currently on because it says remind you to watch Dice Ex Machina tomorrow at 8 p.m., which is not the show is on tomorrow. But I do know that we have a brand new show on the Saving
Right.
Throw Show Network, so I am going to promote that show. It is called All Games, No Masters, and you can see that on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Pacific.
Yeah.
And it's basically an RPG that does not require a GM, so it's all players playing a game that's kind of like the first game they're playing is The Quiet Year, I believe.
Yep. Quiet Years is a great game.
Yeah, so it'll be really fun to see how that plays out. I'm actually extremely curious about a no GM game. I've played a few games that have like a less than GM role or have like a little more collaborative effort, but I've never played a game that has no GM at all. So I'm excited to see where that goes. That'll be really fun.
Yep. And the cast is spectacular as well. So
yeah, it's a great cast. It's Randy, Amanda, Max, and Aki. So it's going to be a fantastic show. So you can find out more about that on the Save & Throw Show Twitter channel. They've been sharing a lot of information about Twitter account. They've been sharing a lot of information about that show. And of course, like we said, please check us out following our link tree. Please review us on your podcasting apps. Please subscribe to us and thumbs up our videos on YouTube so we can get in the algorithm and get to know more people. Catch up. We're coming to the end of our season, which is a great time to get new people involved for season 2. I have really exciting plans of what I want to do with this setting for season 2. So I really want to get a bunch of new eyes on the show. It'd be exciting. But with that out of the way, thank you all so much. We will see you right here next week. And I think that gets me through all that we need to do. So I am just going to say good night and goodbye.
Good night.
Bye, everybody.